What's up, guys? Zephyr here. Now, with 1.1 finally out and us finally getting a taste of like Jinhsi and Changli officially, I want to make a tier list. And if you saw my last tier list on Honkai Star Rail, people were real upset with me about putting everybody in like A, B tier and not really getting on certain characters about being bad. So for this one, I'm gonna be a little bit more generous, I guess, about my rankings. But yeah, so we do have a rule though. I'm gonna I'm gonna rate everybody as S0 or E0 or like nothing, no duplicates, nothing like that, just base form. Because if I did, I feel like a lot of them would go into A tier because the Eidolons or the resonance links go, or resonance chain starts like to really scale up as you go deeper into it. So no resonance, nothing like that. But we're starting with the main, Spectre and Havoc, not Trailblazer, oh my god, Rover. Now, this is an easy one. I mean, I think everybody can agree with this. I mean, even honestly, I would argue Spectre is up in A2, but Havoc is so good, and the fact that it was so, like, I wouldn't say meta, but, well, yeah, it was really meta before 1.1 dropped. I mean, it still is, though, but, like, that's what I mean. Like, Havoc is really good. Like, really good. And same for Spectre. I mean, it does fall off compared to Havoc. However, I have seen some weird builds with Spectre Rover where like it's like a sustain kind of thing, and she could be a good kind of like debuffer or like defense shred for like Jinhsi. So besides that though, I'm pretty confident about A tier, B tier for Havoc and Spectre. But obviously, Verina. I mean, that's just do I even need to say anything about that one? I think everybody and like their dogs, their pets, understand that Verina is just so damn good in this game. And it's honestly kind of weird how good she is for like a basic standard character. Like we have yet to get like a featured 5-star like healer technically. But Verina is already like everything we need, I'd say. Because I mean, let's go over it though. She has coordinated attacks that heal. She heals on skill. She heals on heavy attack in the air or basic attack in the air. And then one of her like upgrades or abilities is that she can like literally save you from a fatal attack. All of that into one little package is like genuinely insane. Like if you use someone else's quote here, this kind of changes everything, I'd say, because I mean it literally did. Like she literally changed everything. And again, she's a standard banner, so that's the funny thing about it is that she is standard, meaning that you will be able to get multiple copies of her as this game goes on. Which just means that her value goes up and up and up. So, again, that's an easy choice. Verina's easy S tier. Encore. Encore. She is good, I'd say. Encore is one of those characters I feel like is going to really, really spike up when Changli comes out due to her whole thing being like a buffer for the fusion type. And even right now, again, Encore is good. However, she can be a little gimmicky with her charge attack where she just kind of explodes. That whole thing could be kind of messy when it comes to like hitting people, or like it might miss or like whiff. But besides that, fun character. I mean, good ability, good damage. I mean, she definitely can hold her own. So I think she is most definitely A tier. You could probably argue B tier, but I mean, I'm pretty like set on A tier. Kocharo, easy A tier. Now, my first impressions with Kocharo was during the beta. And during the beta, Kocharo was absolutely cracked out. I mean, he had some crazy scaling, he did some good damage, and obviously with release, they nerfed that like a lot. Like he literally is like half of what he used to be. And even then, he still is really good. And because of that, and him being the edgelord he is, Sephiroth, I think it pretty much makes sense that he'd be an A tier. I don't think he could ever. Well, I won't say that. Because right now, I don't think he's S tier. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just like a skill issue, but I have a real hard time surviving with him. Like, he's one of those characters that dies so quickly for me because of his 3 skills, and then his heavy attack into his other attack like that keeps you on the field for a while, and you can't really dodge I mean, you definitely can dodge, but I mean, once you're trying to get that stacks up fast for his forte, you get hit a lot. And so with that is that, well, I mean, I don't really feel like I survived much as long because of that like commitment to being on the field. And because of that alone, that's why I don't think that he's like that crazy. Because if you don't have that last like upgrade to where he takes like 25% less damage when he's on the field after he's like a heavy attack, you're pretty squishy. But besides that, again, good damage, awesome character. Just survivability is a little weird, and yeah, Kacharo. I don't remember this one's name. Jingxing, Jingyong, Jingxiang. She's not bad. Okay, she's like our only shielder I think in this game, if you can even call it a shield. I mean, she does like a little of everything. Like she's a crowd control, she heals, she DPSs, she shields. Like she's like a little bit of everything. But because of that, she's real confused. I feel. I mean, obviously, you could definitely build to certain other gimmicks. Like you could definitely build into maybe her shield or into like a DPS. So don't get me wrong, you can just like build into specific parts of her kit. However, like in general, I think she's kind of whatever. Shields in this game are very rare. So again, I think most of her value comes from that alone. And obviously, again, crowd control, damage, whatever. But shielding in this game is something that's not a thing yet, officially, I feel. Besides, obviously, her. But even to her extent, it's a little awkward due to how much time to spend like just sitting there on the field, building that shield up, which means that literally anybody can attack you. And if you're in higher level content, I feel, you're going to get 3-shot, 2-shot instantly because of you just standing there trying to build that shield. So, Jin whatever, Jin Yang, Jin Xiong, Jin Xiao, I mean, she's fine. Cute character, but in terms of actual like kit and abilities, she's whatever. I mean, I wish there was like an F tier. And I was one of the skeptical ones about this character. Lang Yang, or honestly, I can't remember his name. The fact that is, I've seen the potential, okay? Obviously, I believe every character can be good in this game, okay? I believe that every character has their niche, their gimmick, and if you build them right, you can use them and you can clear content. However, with him specifically, it is so weird because of how long it takes, and like, again, it's more of the commitment on field you have to do whenever you use him, or like with his ult. Like it's commitment, and even then, like the damage, like it could be there sometimes, but like compared to like Havoc, like Rover, like a free character, or like Encore or Kacharo, or like literally anybody else, it's like whatever. So again, I mean, this is the easy one. I feel I don't think anybody's gonna argue about this one. But it does make me sad though, because it's a decent character. I mean, he's not my favorite, but he's not the worst character ever. And it's a shame that he's just so like meh. But yeah, so that's the easy one. I mean, that's just kind of what everybody thinks, I think. Jian. So I won't lie, Jian is like one of my favorite characters. He reminds me of Zhao from Genshin Impact, and Zhao is one of my favorite characters from that game. And when someone told me that he's just like a more mature Zhao, it really just like blown my mind, because it really is Zhao, just with more CC and like 3 feet taller and more masculine. So literally an upgrade, I feel. But I mean, Jian. I mean, I don't think I need to really explain why Jian's good. I mean, crowd control, good damage, awesome character. Pretty much has his already dedicated team though. I feel like he's like the only DPS that has like a set team that is just like good with him. I was just talking about, him, Mortifi, and Verina. Them 3 combined is already just like really good. And I'm sure maybe sometime down the line we'll get like another buffer or like a more dedicated like healer to like heavy attack maybe, but that's all speculation. So right now, as it is, Jian's in a good place. Good damage, already optimal team, and again, he's just good. Like I don't know, like, I don't know how to tell you. Like he's just good. Like he just is. Yinlin. Okay, so Yinlin, I'm gonna go S. I've seen some people say, she's like high A tier, but not S tier yet. I think she's S. Because first of all, and I think I know why people think she's not S tier yet. because she doesn't have a dedicated team technically right now. Now, obviously, putting Kotaro and Yinlin and Verina in a team does do like wonders. It does do its work, and mostly with Jinshi now, where she pretty much scales off a coordinated attack. So having Yinlin and like Verina again, that has value to it. But if we're talking like a main DPS Yinlin, I can see the A tier. However, if we're talking in general use and as like the character of like what she does and what she can do, I think she's S tier. Again, she is a sub DPS that buffs Electro. So if you are either a dedicated Kotaro main and you manage to get Yinlin to get like a outro skill buff on him, then there's the value. Or if you just like Yinlin because she's like a mommy figure and you want just the main DPS her like I did, then the value's there because she can push out decent damage. However, I do feel as time goes on, it can slowly fade out. But like that's the kind of thing with all these like beginner characters. Like I'm sure sometime down the line, maybe like a year or two, or who knows how many years, Ji-yeon will start being obsolete, or Yin-Lin. But at that point, I feel like if you're thinking like that, then what's the point? Like every character is going to be power crept in some way, unless it's like a Genshin where it's like Ganyu and where it's just like on top of everything. But until we get a Ganyu in this game, I don't think it's right to think that these beginner characters or these beginner 5 stars are going to be this like useless as the game goes on. But off topic there. But Yinlin, again, I think it's a good character. I think she could be S tier. I definitely see the argument for her being A. However, I put her in S. I think she's really good. Jinshi, easy S tier. I mean, this is not hard. Honestly, you could put her honestly like maybe. I would argue Jinshi like maybe almost a little bit better than Ji-yeon. Like, maybe. Like because with Jinshi, okay, she is like, how can I say this? She's like a firefly, okay, where she needs coordinated attacks. So she needs a Yinlin, she needs a Verena, she needs a Mortifi. She needs somebody who can do that, or your DPS is gonna be like 85% less of what it could be. Like I'm telling you, she really needs these coordinated attackers. And if you do not have that, then you are doing pissed poor damage, genuinely. So with that being, by yourself, I mean, again, decent DPS, but you're not going to get that big nuke that you see like someone like I Win to Lose does, where, he hits like a 345k ult off of a, no constellations refinement 1. That's only because he knows how to do it and he can get that coordinated attack buff or her forte up all the way, and that's where that big damage comes from. So Jinshi is a good character. Again, first of all, a very beautiful character. I mean, she has like some of the best movement I feel in this game. Like I love the way her character feels. And again, the numbers are there with her giant nuke. And yeah, pretty much it. Danji. I got a weird relationship with this character because story time real quick. On wishing for Jinshi's banner, I was hoping to get constellations or copies of Yang Yang, and I managed to get a C6 Danjin or Danji and a C6 Sahana over here. And I was even getting characters that weren't even on like the rate up for the 4 stars. Like I was getting like a Tauki, and I got like this dude. And I didn't get one single copy of Yang Yang. And if you know my channel, you know that I ride or glaze the hell out of Yang Yang. So that was a really big deal for me that I didn't get no Yang Yangs on that banner. But anyways, sorry. With Danji, she is one of those characters where she has a gimmick. Her kit's a gimmick. But she's a gimmick that can do damage. And obviously with being Havoc, she buffs Havoc Rover, and she's going to buff any other Havoc damaged Resonator we're getting in the future. So, of course, the value's there. If you want to build her for that buff of her outro skill, then, again, it's there. You can definitely get use out of her. And even her herself does immaculate damage if you build it right. So, she's not a bad character. A cute character, too, but far from a bad character. However, with all things like these 4 stars, they are going to fall out between or before the 5 stars. I mean, that's just a scaling thing. That's just how things are going to work. So because of that, again, she's at minimum A tier. I feel, unless we get like some kind of crazy synergy with Danji with other Havocs that pushes her up to S tier. She's gonna be in a comfortable A or S tier. I feel just easy as that. Oh boy, Changli. I mean, these are in no particular order, but if I were to, I would honestly put her like right here. Only because Changli is one of those characters that has a lot going for her. And when I mean a lot going for her, I mean a lot going for her. Like, I mean, I could just say she has like defense shred or something like that, or like she can go through defense. So like that alone puts her in S tier, because any character that can go through defenses like that, or who can like kind of deepen, I say, is already considered like A or S tier plus because of that, how like useful that is. But with Changli specifically, I mean, I don't even know where to begin with her. Like, I could sum it up by just saying she is almost a perfect character in terms of like what her kit does and what her damage is and like the way she plays. Like, you could honestly say she is like the ideal, like almost perfect character. And this is a lot coming from me because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't exactly a Changli lover before the story quest, but after seeing her, in the story quest and then playing her in the story quest, it kind of opened my eyes to like, okay, I get it. Like, I get the hype. But to save you, like, I swear I could go on for like 8 minutes about why she's so good. And I'm sure y'all need like an explanation why she is so good. So, Changli, easy S tier. She's going to break this game, or she's going to really roll this game when she does come out. And yeah, that's easy. Alto. I mean, Alto. I don't know what there is to say about him. I mean, his outro skill's pretty decent. I mean, it's damage. He's a damage buffer for aerial damage. But him as a character and his playstyle and like all that is honestly whatever. I mean, you could argue like a B tier here just because of like, I mean, again, his skills and his, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't like the way he plays. It's very weird. I don't know. I never got into it. I tried it and I was like, yeah, whatever. And I never really worried about it because I had like a Yang Gang or other things like that. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just use them instead. So again, you could argue C or B tier. I'll put him a C. I think it's one of those things where like he's decent, but he's nothing crazy. There's definitely better options out there you could build and like waste your resources on besides him. Okay. Xing this character. This is another character I have like E6 on. Or R6, I mean, or whatever it's called. And I don't know. See, on paper, with her... Okay, well, I said I was going to count constellations, but I'm going to just mention this. Because on paper, with her stuff and what she gets, she should be like a B or A tier character. And I'm sure if you build her correctly, and you build her and you dedicate a weapon and god tier echoes and all that, she can push out some crazy damage. However, is it really worth putting time into that instead of building like a Havoc or getting a Changli? You understand what I'm saying? And I get the value it comes from her being a 4-star and she's handed out to you like at the beginning, so everybody has a copy technically. So you could build her, and I've seen I've seen those videos of like machine gun her and where like she just like melts people, and assuming that's not a bug and that's just like, hey, that's just like a real funny technique that you can do to optimize damage, then sure, you can put her in B tier, A tier. However, with assuming that we're not doing that, she can put out good damage. She's definitely not a bad character, but compared to everybody else, I don't think she's A tier or above. Like, she's definitely a solid B. At least for right now. Again, you never know. Tauki. Okay, no, this is going to be controversial. Hear me out, though. I don't think Tauki's bad. She's gimmicky. I won't lie. Like, she definitely has a gimmick. But is she bad? No. I don't think she's. And I think the only reason why people complain about Tauki is because, I won't lie, her basic attacks are so slow. Like, genuinely, they are snail's pace. But even then, I feel like she has value just based off of her whole parry mechanic. Now, I absolutely love the parry mechanic. Like, it's one of those things I first fell in love with when I first started playing this game. And I still think it's really cool. And I definitely feel like you can really buff that up and get that up there. Now, this is all speculation though. I have yet to do it myself. It has been in the works, I'd say, or like definitely an idea to build her up and see what she can do. However, with everything coming out, I've yet to actually go and do it. But eventually I will. And I do believe that there is potential there. So just hoping that that does happen and there is value there. I'm going to put her in B. I wouldn't argue A yet. Again, I would need to go and see and like actually confirm that there is value here with her. But from what I've seen people rank her, like, you know, like C tier and all that, I don't think that's right. I think she's definitely better than these two, or at least better than this one. This one is a 5-star, so he just has better scaling in general. But this one, sure. So yeah, I'm pretty fine with her being right there. Mortify. Mort. He's easy A. I mean, he is one of those characters where if you do not dedicate yourself to build him correctly, he sucks. Like, genuinely. And thankfully, all his value is in his natural skill. And this heavy deepen attack, which then buffs him easily. And since he's part of like the main 3 trio, he has value just because of that. But as a character by himself, like assuming that we're not using him as support, he's honestly whatever. Like, he could push out damage, I won't lie. He could definitely do damage, but it's nothing too crazy. But again, thankfully that's not his job. He's a sub DPS obviously, and he's here to buff Gion or any other heavy attack resonators down the line. So because of that, easy A tier. I mean, I'm sure no one's have a problem with that. Another one that I don't remember his name, honestly. I feel with him, on paper and what he does, he should be a really good character. However, I don't see anybody ever use him, myself included. I won't lie. Like, he's one of these types where like he can actually like weaken or like make it to where enemies take more what's it called, the like break damage, whatever it's called, which is absolutely insane. I feel like that's a really good gimmick he has. And hold on, let me see real quick, because I have the game open. I want to see, because they tell you here. Okay, so he has coordinated attacks. He can boost interruption, and then he can even reduce vibration strength. Which, again, all of this right here, like these 3 mainly seem really good. Mostly for someone like Jinhsi right now, who struggles with being like hit all the time due to her long animations, and then coordinated attacks to buff her, and then even reduced like break damage or break resistance, I guess. So again, in theory, he seems really good. However, I don't see anybody ever build him. That, and like when I do see people like tier list him, they put him in like low C. And since people put him in low C all the time, it really does affect what people think of the character. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, he's getting B tier, and I'm sure y'all can argue in the comments about why that's wrong, but I feel like there is value there that we have yet to see. You know, it could be like a Bennett situation, where people called him a mini D-Luke, and they turned to be like one of the best like buffers in the game. So you never know with these kind of things, okay? So I'm gonna put him there. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Baizi. I feel like she's also slept on. But with her, she's actually really good though. Like, she is a guaranteed really good character that's just slept on. Because, you know, everybody picked Verina as their selector. So the mindset is, why need her if I have this one? Which I get. However, with things like, I don't know, the gauntlet or the abyss or whatever, or the abyss, needing multiple healers could be nice. And of course, we're in a point right now where there's no other 5-star healer. So she is literally our only other option. And even with that though, I feel like she still is pretty decent with her healing. I mean, no damage though. I mean, absolutely poor damage. However, a healer, she can heal. Which, I mean, makes sense though. That is her whole thing. She is supposed to be a healer. So, I'm putting by Z and B. Definitely check her out. Like, I check out guides, check out builds, and see how she can be. She won't be a contender to Verina because she's just so scaled out. However, she is decent on her own. And if you were one of the ones who didn't pick Verina as your resonator selector, definitely build into her. Considering that she is like your only option for a healer, so don't sleep on her. Oh boy, this one. Sanua or Sanhua. This is a hard one. Because if I'm counting S6 or, Constellation 6, easy Esther, but we're not doing that. And by herself with like no constellations, she is not bad. However, I don't think she's that crazy. This is one of those characters I feel like definitely needs like duplicates of herself to really succeed. And if we're talking to strictly by herself, she's like B tier. Like, honestly. Even I won't lie. However, again, if this was a tier list where I was counting duplicates, then she'd be easy S tier. Like, she has a lot of value. However, again, there's no duplicates here, so easy B tier. And the last one. We saved the best for last. Okay. Now, I said I wasn't going to be biased here, but however, I'm sure if you know this channel, you know how much I glaze this character, okay? And hear me out. Since I am judging these characters by not having their constellations, sadly, I'm going to have to put her in B tier. I won't lie. Like, I genuinely won't lie. Yang Yang is one of those characters that I absolutely adore in this game. Like, I spent so much time into farming, and I've seen numbers with her. I mean, you can check out my gauntlet or my abyss run. Like, there is definitely value there. However, if you do not have constellations or resonance chains, she honestly is whatever. As a DPS, of course. Now, if we're talking support or buffer or, energy filer, she's like right here. Genuinely. Actually, you know what? I'll put her there now because I said that. If I'm talking just pure DPS with no constellations, she's right here. But if I'm talking about the character as a whole, with what she brings, with the crowd control, with the energy recharge and all that, she's A tier. Genuinely. I believe she's A tier. And I will die on this hill. And as long as this game goes on, I will die on that Yang Yang hill that she is decent or that she is good. But again, that could be the one where I feel people be like, oh, well, you can't rank her there because she sucks or whatever. But I don't think so. I think she is definitely has value there. And she's Yang Yang, second of all. I mean, she's like amazing. So. A little bit of bias, I won't lie. And that's it. I mean, I can look around here. I can see I want to do some last minute changes. Like I want to move someone down or someone. Definitely no one up. Honestly, I could probably move this one down one. I won't lie. And then I could probably move this one down one too. Because I just remembered, we're not counting constellations here. And this one would be here with constellations. By herself, she's like right here. And then same for her. No constellations, right there easily. Yeah, I feel better about this now. Honestly, you could honestly even move him down here too. Like, I won't lie. Like, this could maybe, honestly, right there. There we go. Yeah, I feel better about that. Anyways, that's the tier list. I mean, let me know what y'all think. I definitely feel a lot better about this one. I wasn't as blinded by the rose tinted glasses or whatever by having my favorites and like thinking that everybody has potential. But yeah, again, that's it for me. Tier list. I do like making these. I like to voice my opinion about things because I know people love to hear what I have to say. But yeah, again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Did I vote your character correctly, or like where did I place your character at? Do you think it's good? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.